Welcome back to us here at Adara. Today we are going to talk about consciousness and the fascinating work of Donald Hoffman. Donald Hoffman is a cognitive scientist and professor at the University of California. He is best known for his theory that consciousness is a fundamental aspect of the universe, and for his mathematical models of conscious agents that seek to bridge the gap between subjective experience and objective reality. His work challenges conventional assumptions about the nature of reality and has important implications for our understanding of consciousness and the universe. Today, we're going to explore his ideas in more depth and look at how they challenge our assumptions about the world around us. To begin, let's talk more about Hoffman's view that consciousness is not simply a byproduct of brain activity, but rather a fundamental aspect of the universe. He argues that consciousness is present in all matter, from the smallest subatomic particles to the most complex organisms like human. But how can this be? How can something as abstract as consciousness be present in the physical world? Well, according to Hoffman, consciousness arises from the interactions between conscious agents. A conscious agent is a unit of consciousness that has the ability to make decisions and act on its environment. Hoffman has developed a mathematical model of conscious agents that seeks to bridge the gap between subjective experience and objective reality. In this model, conscious agents interact with each other to generate the reality that we perceive. So what does this mean for our understanding of the universe? Well, according to Hoffman, it suggests that reality is not fixed or objective, but rather it is continually being created and updated by conscious agents. Our perception of reality is a simplified version of this ongoing creation process. To understand this idea further, we need to explore Hoffman's concept of the Umwelt. The Umwelt is the subjective reality of an organism, the collection of sensory information that it is capable of perceiving. Different organisms have different sensory systems and therefore different Umwelten.
In my language, I would say the Umwelt idea is that every creature has been shaped by natural selection to have its own user interface, depending on which niche it's going to occupy. So humans, we create a space-time desktop with certain kinds of physical objects. And as you mentioned, we have a certain range of light that we can see, electromagnetic spectrum. But birds have a broader spectrum than us. They can see in ultraviolet where we can't. Pit vipers can perceive some infrared that we can't. Some fish can perceive electrical fields in the water, and we can't. And some birds and perhaps bees can even see the polarization of sunlight. So there's all sorts of...
I didn't know they could see polarization.
Yeah, there are some, I believe, birds...
Hoffman makes an analogy to the desktop on our computer screens. The icons on our desktop are simplified representations of the underlying files and processes. In the same way, our perception of reality is a simplified representation of the underlying multidimensional Umwelt. Another key aspect of Hoffman's theory is the idea of synesthesia, where different sensory modalities can overlap and influence each other. For example, some people with synesthesia might see colors when they hear music or taste flavors when they see certain shapes. Hoffman argues that this phenomenon shows that our perception is not just a passive reflection of reality, but rather an active construction. So what does all of this mean for our understanding of ourselves and our place in the world? Well, according to Hoffman, it suggests that we are not passive observers of a fixed objective reality, but rather active participants in the ongoing creation of reality itself. He also argues that our perception of reality is shaped by evolution, which selects for traits that are useful for survival and reproduction rather than objective truth. This means that different cultures and individuals can have vastly different perceptions of reality based on their Umwelt and evolutionary history. For example, some cultures might have a greater sensitivity to certain colors or sounds than others, or have different beliefs about the nature of reality based on their cultural traditions. In conclusion, Donald Hoffman's theories about consciousness, reality, and the nature of the universe present a radical new perspective on the world around us. He He challenges our assumptions about what is real and offers a new way of thinking about the fundamental nature of existence by proposing that consciousness is not just a byproduct of brain activity, but is present in all matter, from subatomic particles to complex organisms like humans. Hoffman suggests that we are active participants in the ongoing creation of reality itself. His ideas about the umwelt, synesthesia, and the desktop analogy help us understand how our perception of reality is limited by our sensory systems and how our brains simplify and construct our experience of the world around us. His theory of evolution suggests that the natural selection process has given us a simplified version of objective truth, which may not always be accurate, but is optimized for survival. In the end, what we perceive as reality may be just a simplified representation of a far more complex and multidimensional umwelt, and our understanding of the universe may be limited by our human perspective. So as we continue to explore the mysteries of consciousness and the universe, Donald Hoffman's ideas will undoubtedly inspire new ways of thinking and new questions to explore. If you made it to the end of the video, thank you. We here at Adara hope you continue to enjoy our videos, where we strive to enlighten you about intriguing stories, people, and all kinds of different matters. If you don't want to miss out on our next video, subscribe and don't forget to click the bell icon. See you very, very soon.